Wo Nguyen Sap, born on 25th August 1911 in Lê Thuc district of Vietnam, died on 4th October 2013 in Hanoi, Vietnam. Wo Nguyen Sap said the American soldiers were brave, but courage is not enough. David did not kill Goliath just because he was brave. He looked up at Goliath and realized that if he fought Goliath and realized that if he had fought Goliath's way with a sword, Goliath would kill him. But if he picked up a rock and put it in his sling, he could hit Goliath in the head and knock Goliath down and kill him. David used his mind when he fought Goliath. So did we Vietnamese when we had to fight the Americans. Wo Nguyen Sap said the American soldiers were brave, but courage is not enough. Brave and courage. He said David did not kill Goliath just because he was brave. He looked up at Goliath and realized that he had fought. If he fought Goliath's way with a sword, he looked up at British. Who? Mahatma Gandhi looked up at British and realized that if he fought the British way with the guns, that was what I'm thinking, whether Wo Nguyen Giap was Mahatma Gandhi's disciple or Mahatma Gandhi was his disciple. Both took the same path. Look, he said he looked up at Goliath and realized that if he had fought Goliath's way with a sword, Goliath would kill him. Mahatma Gandhi looked up at British and think that if he had taken the gun, what the Britishers were holding, he could lose. He looked up at Goliath and realized that if he fought Goliath's way with a sword, Goliath would kill him. The British could have killed Mahatma Gandhi. Wo Nguyen Giap said, but he picked up a rock. David picked up a rock and put it in his sling. He could hit Goliath in the head and knock Goliath down and kill him. But he picked up a rock instead of the gun. Mahatma Gandhi picked up non-violent satyagraha and put it in a sling so that David could hit Goliath in the head and knock Goliath down and kill him. Mahatma Gandhi put it into a sling, his non-violent satyagraha, and he hit exactly on the head of the Britishers. I am thinking, yes, both must either Wo Nguyen Giap was Mahatma Gandhi's disciple or Mahatma Gandhi must have picked up on Wo Nguyen Giap. I think Nguyen Giap must have learned from Mahatma Gandhi. The only difference is there he used physical power. Wo Nguyen Sap picked up ideas, he transformed Mahatma Gandhi's non-violence vegetarianism into non-vegetarianism. There they were non-vegetarian. He used the non-vegetarian tactic of physical attack, not a diplomacy. That's only one difference. But the tactic was the same. There he knew he couldn't fight the Americans with that power, so he used guerrilla tactics. Here Mahatma Gandhi came to know he couldn't fight the British with the same gun. The sun never sets under the British Empire. It's difficult to fight that person. So straight opposite. Like the women, when they couldn't fight the men, what they do? They start hitting the chest and the head. They hit themselves. So Mahatma Gandhi started hitting himself with the satyagraha. But the non-vegetarian Vietnamese, they knew physical is physical, They took guerrilla tactics. He fought Goliath's way with a sword, Goliath would kill him. But if he picked up a rock and put it in a sling, he could hit Goliath in the head and knock Goliath down and kill him. David used his mind when he fought Goliath. Nguyen said David used his mind when he fought Goliath. Using the mind, rejuvenating the mind is very, very important. So did we Vietnamese when we had to fight the Americans. He said this is the same tactic we Vietnamese did to fight the Americans. Used our brain. Mahatma Gandhi understood the power, the most powerful weapons the Britishers had. You cannot use the same. You cannot, because we are poor, we are broken into pieces. So use Satyagraha. American soldiers' brain. Nguyen Sap was an army general in the Vietnam People's Army and a politician. He had been called one of the greatest military strategists of the 20th century. Nguyen Sap, the relentless and charismatic North Vietnamese general whose campaigns drove both France and the United States out of Vietnam, died in Hanoi at the age of 103, screamed most of the world media, was a self-taught soldier who became one of the foremost military commanders of the 20th century. He used his charisma and tactical skills to transform a tiny band of Vietnamese guerrillas into an army that defeated both France and the United States. Nguyen Sap said, American soldiers were brave, but courage is not enough. Courage was not enough. He looked up Goliath and realized that if he had fought Goliath's way with a sword, Goliath would kill him. Goliath would kill him. But if he picked up a rock and put it in a sling, he could hit Goliath in the head and knock Goliath down and kill him. Sword versus a small stone. A tactic, yes. That's why they call in karate, it's called empty-hand martial arts. You don't carry any weapons, but you convert your body, every part of the body is a weapon. The hand is a weapon. Or if the other side is having a weapon, you can take that weapon from them. But if your hands are a weapon, you can always make your body a weapon. Yes. Through your hardest labor, when you make the body a weapon, then everything opens up. Yes. Mahatma Gandhi used the same tactic. He walked the length and breadth of the country. So the whole body squeezed out. Hardly any muscle was in the body. Only skeletal muscle was there. In that skeletal muscle, he could see the truth. He could knew the other side has got weapon power. But I have to be in love with my people. That's what Nguyen Sap said. It is the value of human beings that is in the end will decide the value of human beings. He made sure that he has to be with his people, and whatever little the nature has given, you have to use the same tactic to attack back. If he starts borrowing ideas, then it will not work. He has to be in deep, intimate relationship with the people. It is the value of human beings. He understood the value of his people. That in the end will decide victory. That in the end will decide victory. No. Nguyen Sap said it's the value of the human being. Mahatma Gandhi understood value of the human being. He didn't go to the stage. He just traveled the length and breadth of the country, sat with the people, listened to the people, and people are in your side. Nobody can touch you. A family sticks together, eats together, prays together, grows together. That was strength. Defense is always the beginning of defeat. He made sure that even if he lost, never mind, but attack is the best defense. So he attacked, and when the other side started defending, he knew they started losing the war. That's how you should do. When you think you are losing, in your losing stage, do not give up. Do not give up. More you lost your examination, the more ideas came through, more experience you are, that you must understand. You should never give up. Nguyen Sap said the American soldiers were brave, but courage is not enough. David did not kill Goliath just because he was brave. He looked up at Goliath and realized that if he had fought Goliath's way with a sword, Goliath would kill him. But if he picked up a rock and put it in a sling, he would hit Goliath in the head and knock Goliath down and kill him. David used his mind when he fought Goliath. So did we Vietnamese when we had to fight the Americans. It is the value of the human beings that in the end will decide victory. Value of the human being, the deep intimate relationship with your wife and children, in the end will decide the victory of your house, happiness of your house, the closest relation to the divine, to the God. Defense is always the beginning of defeat. The moment you find the other side, you start defending, you are losing. Don't defend. Go to your land. Strengthen your family tradition. Today is my 200th short discourse. Severe headache suddenly, as if my head was crushing. Crushing. Suddenly I couldn't see anything. I thought I was going to go blind. I could not do this 200th short discourse. Then suddenly this realization came. Krishna said, the milk and the water is almost like water. It doesn't have much difference in the value. But when you start beating the milk turns into butter. So I thought God and the people must be beating me. And he said when it's beaten, it turns into butter. Butter has got more value than the milk. And in that beating, if you are ready to take the beating, I thought that was the beating yesterday. People will put it in a fire and boil it up. And the butter turns into ghee. Ghee is more value than the milk. So I thought I must get up, and I tried my level best. Just the willpower. I think all diseases are the same. When you lose your deep intimate relationship with your willpower, then diseases, sickness, headache all becomes very important. I just got up. I still suffering, but I think I should be able to get through. I will not give up. 200th short discourse. You all travel with me.